Hello everyone, Oliver here, and today I have a topic for you that most people don't really think about, but I think it's quite important to bring awareness to. And that is how a lot of so-called prop firms don't really offer trading on live real money accounts, but instead they let you trade on a demo account and then pay you out from the fees of the losers. I'm not gonna be pointing out any fingers to any specific companies today. What I want to give you is the framework to be able to find out for yourself who is who, and I want to change the way you think about prop firms in general. Today, we'll go over why should I even care, how are real money accounts different from demo accounts, and how do I know if the prop firm is trading with real money. So first, why should you even care if you're trading with real capital or demo capital? As long as you're getting paid, that's all that really matters, right? Well, not really. Have you ever played a game of darts? Imagine a game where it costs $5 to enter and you win $100 if you hit the bullseye. Very few people actually hit it, so there is a good chance that whenever somebody actually hits it, there is already gonna be enough money stored from those losers to pay out the winner. But what happens if you get a couple of really good players who come to play and they all hit a bullseye? Well, there's probably not gonna be enough to pay out everybody and the whole game collapses. And a lot of so-called prop firms today work in a very similar way. They let their traders trade on demo accounts, therefore they don't really care if those traders lose money, as it doesn't really cost the company anything if the trader loses money on a demo account. And hopefully there's always enough losers to pay those few winners who are able to reach whatever the target is or whatever the requirements of the so-called virtual game would be. Why should you care? As long as you get paid out, you're all fine, right? Well, not really. The main problem with these types of operations or these types of business model is the fact that there is no transparency as to how much capital there is left. And as we've seen on numerous examples that have happened recently, it doesn't matter whether you're a big prop firm or you're a small prop firm. If you're paying out your winners from the bank of your losers or from the money gathered from your losers, eventually this pyramid is gonna collapse. And as I've said, the size of the prop firm doesn't matter because the problem is the same. If you have 100 traders, you maybe need 10 winners to run out of money. If you have 10,000 traders, you might need 1,000 good traders, but you have a lot more traders. So the percentage of good traders that you need to fail is still about the same. So we've seen that even big companies have failed and they've gone bankrupt because of this exact problem. And since we know that getting new traders is incredibly important to any companies that are based on this type of system or model, we can see that any company that is not trading with real capital has to have a really aggressive marketing strategy. Whether is it increasing the profit splits to really unrealistic numbers, or whether it is having really big drawdown limits, or I think lately I've seen something like 16%, which for a normal conventional investor is completely unreasonable. I mean, imagine that I give you $1 million and I say, yeah, you can just lose 16% of it. That's a huge amount of money and it's not really realistic. So if you see something like that, you can pretty safely assume that it's a prop firm that is not trading with real money. On the other hand, companies that are trading with real capital do not have to have an aggressive marketing strategy. Therefore, you'll see pretty low and tight drawdown limits as, there's real money in those accounts, so they actually need to protect it. You will also see not huge profit splits since the company needs to make money as well. And overall, you'll see that the offer that is being offered is much more tame and reasonable. The second problem is everyone who's serious in the investment industry knows who these players are. And so if your long-term goal is to build a career in trading, making good results on these virtual games and even making a few hundred or thousands of bucks is no good to you in your long-term career. You're not going to be able to find a job in the industry, whether it's a bank or a hedge fund, because you do not have the track record of trading in a live environment. And here is where we get to the second part of the video. How are demo accounts different from real trading environment? Firstly, let's talk about market conditions. Demo accounts provide a simulated experience, which is not the same as being able to trade in a live environment with real money on the line. It doesn't prepare you for the pressure, it doesn't prepare you for the responsibility, and it doesn't prepare you for the few things that are quite different in live environments. Real trading requires dealing with the unpredictability of the markets. Even when you have the best liquidity providers in the world, you still have to deal with conditions where your stop losses are not guaranteed, where there is no market maker affecting your spreads, etc. But instead, there always has to be a real counterparty to your trade. It is key for you as a trader to know how to navigate the live trading environment if you ever want to get a job at a bank, if you want to trade for a family office, or if you ever want to start your own fund. So now that you know why it is actually important for you to be trading real capital, let's move on to how you can find out which prop firms are using real capital and which are letting you trade on demo accounts. So how do I know if a prop firm is trading with real money? The first thing you can and you should do is do research on the company that you want to do business with. And this doesn't just apply to trading. That's just a good rule of thumb. Anyone you want to do business with, do your due diligence and do research on the company that you want to work with. You can start by looking up the reviews of the company online, talking to people who already worked with them, look for any red flags that you can possibly find. The second and a very important thing that I would recommend you to do is check if the broker that the prop firm works with is regulated by a government authority, whether it's the SEC in the US or the FCA in the UK or an Australian regulator. It is important that you find a broker that is not somewhere on an island in the middle of nowhere and that you know that has to follow laws, guidelines. A good broker is definitely a way for you to know that you're trading with a reliable prop firm. Number 4 is you can always ask what sort of track record is the company going to be able to provide you. Is it one from KPMG, from a known auditor, or is it just their in-house certificate? Are they audited by anybody? Is there any third party that can verify that you're actually trading on real life accounts? And the last and probably the most important thing to ask yourself is the offer that I'm being presented realistic? Is the company offering you 100% profit share? How's the company making money then? Are you being pressured to finish a profit target within a short amount of time, forcing you to gamble your money? In that case, maybe it's not in the interest of the company to actually see you succeed. Maybe it profits from when you actually lose. Last but not least, it's very important that you actually verify that you're trading on a live account. Now, what do I mean, right? Because in a lot of prop firms where you trade with demo accounts, you get to the live stage and you log into your platform and you see a little sign that says live. But what does it actually mean to be trading in a live environment, and how can you tell? Well, the first thing that a broker or a prop firm can do is they can have a demo server which is not connected to the real market and just call it live. It is really not difficult. It is just changing a placeholder. So to verify whether you're trading with real capital, the first good thing is to first check if the broker is licensed in a reputable country, because then you know that that broker has to, at least to a reasonable degree, say the truth. And first good way to check if you're trading on a live account would be a letter from a regulated broker. For example, you can find ours on our website, and I'm gonna put it up here on the screen for you to read. But there are a lot of B-book and dishonest brokers, and to be honest with you, any broker could write a letter like that, even if it's not the truth. So how can you be 100% sure? Well, the only way you can be 100% sure that you're trading in a live environment are trade receipts. Now, what are trade receipts? It's like a grocery store receipt, but for trading. It tells you which bank or a liquidity provider took your trade. It is confirmed by that bank or a liquidity provider, and those are not possible to get without the actual trade happening in the live environment with the aforementioned bank or a liquidity provider who have to provide these trade confirmation tickets. And that's really the only way you can be 100% sure if you're trading in a live environment. Now, of course, we provide these for our own traders. We work with a broker that is gonna give you the trade receipts whenever you ask for them, because there is nothing to hide. So those are the ways that you can tell whether a prop firm is trading with real capital or not. Asking just those very few fundamental questions should give you a pretty good idea of what you're dealing with. And in conclusion, it's time to put the trading on demo accounts aside. If your goal is to build a real career in trading, you should definitely make sure that you're trading on an account with a real capital in it. So let's take that leap and start trading with real money. If you'd like to find out more about how we do things at Lux, feel free to check out our website or send us an email at info@luxtradingfirm.com, or you can reach out to our 24/7 live chat, or we now also have a Discord channel for you to discuss your ideas. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like it, share it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have a great one.